All right, guys. Welcome, Big Blue fans. This is Big Pat Sports Talk, True Big Blue, episode 2, with my guy, Mr. Tim, Online Big Blue. Say what's up to the fans, Tim.
What's going on, everyone? It's great to be back. I'm sorry I missed last week, but you know what? We're ready to talk Giants and all the interesting stuff that's been happening the last couple days.
Yeah, it's been very interesting the past couple of days. Now, I want to get something started off with you. You said Rashawn Slater would be one of the worst mistakes the Giants can make this year if they draft him. Let's get into a little bit into that, man.
He's Nick Harris. He's Nick Harris. Let's put it that way. Nick Harris, center, came out. I think he went to the 5th or 6th round to the Cleveland Browns. Similar stature, similar size, similar attributes. He was listed as a center. Nick Harris was. Nick turned around and really didn't start any. He started one game for the Cleveland Browns, and he actually came in and played for Cleveland in an emergency start. And I think we should know a game that was in because it was against the Giants. And he came in as a guard. And I thought during that Cleveland game that we were going to attack Mr. Harris in that guard position. And he did not wilt under the pressure of not knowing how to play guard or playing guard, except outside of him playing center. And I'm telling you, Slater right now, his body, his build, if you take a look at his muscle mass, if you take a look at his arm lengths, and I know everyone now is saying, well, Sewell has small arms too, but he does have smaller arms, and he reminds me of Justin Pugh. And when you have those smaller arms, you have a tendency to not be able to handle the motion or inside swim moves. And he has a tendency of people, I've actually broken down the film. If you watch, he has a tendency to duck his head on the point of contact. Now, what that means is when I'm going to clash with the defensive lineman, I'm putting my head down. I am not up. I am not looking from side to side. I am not seeing where the defensive lineman is going. There is a player in Giant history who did the same thing. High round, first round draft choice, offensive lineman, had the same issue. Took him 5 years and a trip to Washington and Miami to figure that out. And I think we know who that player is. Eric Flowers.
Yeah.
So
Eric Flowers did the exact same thing.
He did the exact same thing. So I got my old buddy Matt from Connecticut. I am not going to – I've drafted Matt early in the draft. Not early, but early enough in the draft. He's been with the team for a year. I think he has more physical skills than Slater, and he has more of a body mass that he can potentially grow into. And I'm not saying Slater's not going to grow into his body, but he's only like 308 or a little – and some scouts less than that. I give a good example. When I played in college – I was 6'3", 235. In reality, I was barely 6'1", 205. And then Bateman, who just got measured, is almost an inch and a half shorter than he was listed in college. So I'm telling you right now, Slater is smaller than what they are saying right now in reference to what they're saying between the pros and college, what his size actually is. I'm not saying he's not going to be a good lineman, but I'm just saying – this is a player that reminds me way too much of Eric Flowers, and he also reminds me of Nick Harris, who went, I believe, in the 5th round to Cleveland last year.
You give some valid points. He does duck his head a lot at the point of contact.
Which is the worst thing to do for an offensive lineman, because once you duck your head, you're going with the swim move. I'm going right past you, and I'm going to eat your lunch, sack your quarterback, go to his house, and kick his dog.
Right.
Because I'm going to do that every single play. And what's going to happen also is you are going to then be called for a holding penalty.
Yep, every time.
Eric Flowers. So if people want to get excited about Eric Flowers again, go right ahead. But I'm telling you right now, I watched, and I love how people will go, well, you didn't see the Chase Young game. Yeah, I saw the Chase Young game. But you cannot gauge a person's entire college career off of one game. And I even said this in my comment section today when someone was like, well, you know nothing because of the fact that he manhandled Chase Young. I got one name for you. Timmy Smith. Most people are not going to remember who he is. Go look him up. Running back, Washington Redskins.
Mm-hmm.
So for 2
Had that one great game.
Had the one great game. Never heard from him again.
Yep. Another thing that's going to hurt him, I believe he's not going to be graded when it comes to stunts because he puts his head down.
Puts his head down.
To stunts, he's going to miss that protection to get to the inside real quick, then bounce back to the outside. I believe when he puts his head down, and he doesn't punch. He doesn't punch. He actually just places his hands on the guy.
And most scouts will tell you he's not what they refer to as a mountain mover.
No.
And I like to say he's not a road paver, but they say he's not. At 4 different scouts, I looked it up on Google and Street and Smith and a bunch of other places. He is not a mountain mover. So
I believe I like Matt Pert a lot more than what I
like Matt. I like Matt so much better, so much more.
Yeah, when I started looking at film, I actually looked at film on him before. Nate Talking Giants. They always got all the film that you need. Nate loves him, but during that film, I saw a lot of things that he struggles with. He struggles with a swim move.
Yep,
he made it did great. He made it did great that Chase Young game. I'll tell you that now. But those other games, he was getting beat pretty bad on a lot of those plays when Nate was showing it to him.
Yep.
Do I believe he could get that cleaned up? Yes. Do I believe the Giants would take him if he's there? Only way I don't see them taking him is if they really believe in Micah Parsons, if he's there, or someone like Ojulari or Phillips is there, and they really, really want that pass rusher. I believe he's developmental as well. The more I look into it, I don't think Rashawn Slater's a home run as soon as he comes into the league. I don't think Penny Sewell is a home run as soon as he comes into the league.
I think Sewell has more of an upside, and I think that if you want to look for a guy that fits your stereotypical offensive lineman, besides his shorter arms, it's Sewell. It really is. But the problem is, like I said, I am not seeing this being a deep draft or a talent-laden draft for the offensive line position. And I don't think the Giants need to reach at 11 when probably 4 to 5 quarterbacks are going to go in the top 10, that some talent is going to fall. They need to go with the best player available and not look at drafting position.
Yeah. I believe they need to draft someone that can help them right now this season. Because the way they're moving, they're actually trying to win right now. There's no question about it. They're trying to win right now. Now, I'm not thinking Super Bowl, but you kind of have to because of the moves that they made. Because if you made these moves to be progressive, that was one of the dumbest things you could have done this offseason because you put out so much guaranteed money to these guys who's coming in.
Most in the league. Yeah.
Yeah, most in the league. And then they said we got interest in Jason McCourty as well. I don't understand that one, but hey, he's a Patriot, so I guess they'll use him sparingly, I guess.
Yeah.
Because with Adoree Jackson, are you going to take away snaps from Darnay Holmes in the slot by putting McCourty outside? Then you got to put Adoree Jackson inside. So playing time is coming into effect if you actually do like a Jason McCourty because he's not playing safety. He's not playing over McKinney Peppers or Logan Ryan. So I don't know what that's signing. I think that'd be a little bit of overkill right there. Only way I'll get another DB if he's a top rookie and he can sit and learn behind Bradbury and a Jackson and, may compete with some snaps with Darnay Holmes, who I think is going to be a stud. I think that guy's going to be a stud in this league as far as being a slot corner.
I actually wasn't a big fan when they drafted him, but now like that he made a fool out of me.
Yeah, he's nice, man. I like his style. But I just want to get a little bit of perspective. You not liking Rashawn Slater as much as Giants Nation is. And the more I look into it, the more I look at film. I'm a type of guy that look at film.
That's what I do.
I don't go off hype.
No, and I think that's a lot of people that are hyped. The biggest problem is a lot of people are hyped by the name. And I got blasted in my video because of the fact that, people are like, well, you're just nitpicking. Well, no, it's not nitpicking if you actually physically watch a guy duck his head and understand the fact that, and a lot of times I think fans, and I hate to say it, but there are a lot of Madden fans and a lot of younger fans don't understand the nuances of if you duck or people that haven't played, if you duck your head and you can't see what's in front of you,
it's a wrap.
That is the worst thing in the world that an offensive lineman can do. I played linebacker and safety. And the first thing I was taught, even going back to Pop Warner, is always keep your eyes in the offensive backfield. Never put your head down. Keep your head from side to side. Keep your eyes straight and never look down.
Yeah, because you can't see anything.
First thing they tell you.
That's the same thing with basketball. They always tell you keep your head up while you're dribbling. Why? Because you can't see the defense. Yeah, you can't see the defense if you're dribbling with your head down. You might dribble right into a double team. You never know. Same thing with offensive linemen. Same thing with defensive linemen. But I do see exactly where you're coming from with Slater. I believe it can be taught for him to get out of that. We do have some great coaching, but I believe this first round pick needs to be on a player that's going to contribute immediately.
Well, last year we went with a lot of talent, and I said it many times. We went with a lot of talent that was developmental talent. It was not win now talent. And I agree with you 100%. This year we need to find, and now I find it funny that all these analysts and talking heads are coming out and saying that the Giants have pushed all their chips in the middle of the table, and if they don't win this year, they're wrecked in 2022.
No, that's not true.
I said that the day after, all the big signings, and I was basically told I was an idiot. But if you look at things from an outside logistical standpoint and take emotion out from being a fan, you have to be concerned if the Giants don't win this year. We are already in the negatives in 2022 with only 37 players signed. Yes, I know we can remove Solder. We can do a couple things, but we also have the Peppers contract coming up. You have to worry about the Barkley contract. You got to worry about the Jones contract. I mean, there's just so many things that we need to worry about. But, and I understand Gettleman and Judge and Mara's point, push all the chips in the middle of the table, pull a Jim Fossil, see where it goes from there. But we need to be concerned what will happen after 2021.
Yeah. Yeah, if we don't win this year coming up, it could get ugly in 2022. It could get a little ugly.
It could go back again to what we did in 16.
Yeah,
and I
don't
like that parallel.
I don't think this team will quit like those teams did, though. I don't think this team will quit like
what's
that.
Fun? What's funny though? People say the team quit under Pat Shurmur. The team never quit. Actually, the team played hard under Pat Shurmur. That 1 year that especially Shurmur had, the Giants led in final 2 minutes 6 times in Shurmur's first season, and they lost 5 games. So yep. I mean, Eli drove them down to the field with under 2 minutes left, gave the ball to the defense, and they lost 5 of those 6 games.
Yeah, we didn't have as much talent as we did with this team as we did on those teams, and that's crazy to say because this past team wasn't that talented either, but those teams were pretty bad.
Oh, yeah.
Eli was working with hardly nothing around him. He had no offensive line, no receivers. And he had us in some games. I'll tell you that now. And then Daniel Jones, I believe, played way better in Patrick Shurmur's offense than he does in Jason Garrett.
But if you go back to Shurmur's offense and going to like Minnesota, Shurmur's offense in Minnesota was a first read offense, which is what Daniel Jones excelled in his first year.
Yep. But we're gonna see the true Daniel Jones this year, and we're gonna see the true Jason Garrett this year.
I hope
we're really gonna see the true Giants this year because I'm starting to lean towards more and more. We gotta win this year, at least make a playoff push. We gotta do that.
I mean, I think the playoff. I don't know how far we would excel in the playoffs, but I think the playoffs are what the goal needs to be, and that's a big step from a team that went 6-10.
Exactly. I mean, that's like 5 or 6 game turnaround.
Yeah, and honestly, we should have lost that first Washington game because Rivera just went crazy. I love Riverboat Ron because of that game, but if he would have just played it safe the way we were playing, the way they came back, we probably would have lost that game.
Yep. But I'm very optimistic about this season, especially when this draft hits. It's going to really tell me exactly what we need to do when the draft hits. That first round pick, though, I believe it has to be a contributor. It has to be because we're built to win now. We're built to win within the next 2 to 3 years. We don't have a choice.
Yep, you're right.
But I will say this: they did do smart with those contracts, only giving them 3 years with an out after 2 years with most of them. I believe you could do an out with Galloway after 2 years.
Yeah, no,
really
Galloway.
don't save much, but it's really 3 years.
We can't get out of the Galloway contract to 2022 at the end of 2022.
Mm-hmm.
And they're still, I think they're still at $8 or $9 million cap hit.
Yep. So those contracts, man, that was bold by the Giants this year. I did not expect that from us this year to go out and do all that we did. But now that we've done it, we got to show up, man. We got to win some games, bro. And
well, my big concern is we gave money to our big three. Now, I don't count Leonard Williams, but who would be considered a big three? All guys coming off of injuries. I mean, you got Dory Jackson with the ACL, you got the hip pointer with old Kenny, and you got the foot issue with
Rudolph.
So I mean, that scares me that we gave big money to guys that all are coming off of injuries. And the Dory Jackson thing now is just kind of I find it interesting because I think a lot of problems I have on my channel is I do things right away. And I don't wait a couple days to say what I should probably say, because then you see all these people now that have come out there, NFL guys that are saying that the Giants are crazy to give Adoree Jackson that money. I mean, there was more guys that came out again today that said it was a ridiculous move to pay a guy $12 million who just got released coming off an ACL. And if you look out from, and I always say, look out from the Giants' perspective. If the Eagles did this and they gave that money to Adoree Jackson, we as Giant fans would be laughing at him.
Yeah, I mean, because the Eagles do it all the time. It's
exactly.
Like they do it every year. Yeah. They do it every year. I don't think they really study these guys. I think they just go after the name just to bring names to the organization and get some luster. But the Eagles do it all the time. We're normally not irresponsible when we bring players in. Even the 2016 team, man, that was a great team that was put together. It just didn't work out after the playoff loss. Which right. I really hate because I believe Eli could have got his third ring that year, man, the way he was playing that game. That was playoff Eli. I promise you that.
You had Beckham drop the ball, drop the touchdown. You had Shepard drop the touchdown all within the first 8 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
And then the whole crap at the end of the second half. So, I mean, I mean, it was the whole Rodgers magic. I mean, it was just one of those things.
Do you know we should have been up 24-0 on that team?
We should have.
We should have been up 24-0 on that team within the first quarter. The first 10 minutes. Like, we were killing them. And
we were moving the ball, and the two drops in the end zone, and I'm like, the Beckham one killed us. So, and everyone forgets the Shepard drop. I mean, we always blast Odell, but Shepard dropped the touchdown too.
Right in the corner. Dropped the touchdown right in the corner.
Yep. Easy catch.
All right, we're going to bring in our first caller. Hopefully he's still there. What's going on, Zeke?
What's good?
Yo, what's going on, man? What question you got for us, man? I know you see the breaking news at the bottom. We're going to get into that as well.
Yeah, it's about that Jason McCarty with the Patriots.
Uh-huh.
Me personally, I wouldn't. I feel like we shouldn't sign him, but if we sign him, then he has to start over Darnay Holmes in the slot.
That's the thing. McCourty's not a slot corner; he's an outside corner.
He's an outside corner.
McCourty in the slot, he'd get killed.
Yeah, I don't think we want to keep putting players out of position. Like I said, we already have a bunch of safeties basically playing in the box linebackers.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
So I mean, we don't want to keep moving guys where they're not comfortable to be. And like I said, Holmes is, to me, Holmes is built for the slot position.
Holmes is going to do great in the slot.
Right.
If you bring in Jason McCourty, I don't know what he brings to the team besides assurance. That's it. And then we restructure Yadam, so Yadam is back.
Well, you know what? Isaac took what, $1 million less because of the accelerator because of the new CBA, and everyone knows I'm an Isaac Yadam fan. But I was surprised he came. I was surprised he came back because I'm still trying to raise money for his bus ticket out of town, and I was surprised that he took $1 million less to come back. But then I thought about it. This was the same guy that Dave Gettleman gave a 7th round draft choice to, when everyone knew the Denver Broncos were going to release him.
Right. So I guess we weren't high on the waiver wire, and I guess he believed we couldn't get him on the waiver wire. So he went on and gave up a 7th round pick.
On the waiver wire. We were pretty high. We were what? 4 and 12 that's the season before?
That's true too.
Right.
So I don't know. I don't know why he did that, but I mean, he played well down the stretch. But I wouldn't bank my money on Isaac Yadam as my second corner because
We
it's
lost the
just not
Bears
there
game.
yet.
Yeah. He gave up that touchdown on the Bears. He looked ridiculous in the Bears game.
Yeah, he looked bad.
And the Ravens game.
And, thank you. And the Ravens game. Yes, 100%.
He looked bad in the Washington game too. Like
Yeah.
if you're in a cover 3 and a guy runs directly in your zone and you can't get there to pick that off, that was thrown right to him. I was like, what are you doing? Why did you hesitate? Like I don't get it.
But I can't lie, he did pretty good in the Seahawks game.
He had his
Everybody played well that Seahawks game.
Yeah.
We're gonna welcome in our
because it was a perfect game. It's a unicorn. It's a mystical. It was just a game that fell right for the. I mean, look at Carter Coughlin. Carter Coughlin controlled the edge on Russell Wilson. If Carter Coughlin does not play the way he played, we would not have won the Seattle game.
Right.
No, Carter Coughlin showed up amazingly in that game. I actually like him as a player. He's developmental, like you said. We drafted so many developmental people in that last draft. Like Tay Crowder, Coughlin, Lemieux, Pert. Like everybody was developmental people. Even Cam Brown, he's developmental. He actually played decent in a couple of games. I think he gets ahead of himself too much sometimes, but that can be fixed. Like they all have high motors, man, and they're good pieces to have as depth. But me personally, with the 11th pick, I wouldn't be mad if we took Jalen Phillips. I'm gonna just be honest with you.
I don't know the injuries with that. I don't know.
Yeah, same here. Because he get concussion, and I feel like he's a second round player or late first round. Yeah, that the injuries, and then if we take him and if he get injured, that first round was for no reason.
Yeah,
to get him.
Go out. So anything like that, man. Yeah, I mean, to your point, Pat. I mean, if we need someone that. I'm not saying, like I said, we need the best player available, and we need someone that's going to make an impact. And I don't care if it's an offense, if it's on the defense. We need someone that is going to help the team. I don't care if it's another wide receiver, because I've said it before. You can cover deficiencies of the offensive line if you have multiple skilled players on the field at once.
Right.
That's true too. What do you think about a Micah Parsons? What do you think he could bring to the table?
Oh, I love to have Michael Parsons, man. Whew.
He's got like I said, I don't know if they're going to go. I did a video about him today because, like I said, I think he would be a good fit for the Giants, but there's a lot of red flags. And after Eli Apple and DeAndre Baker, I don't know if the Giants would go towards a player that has been labeled as immature.
Okay. I can see that as well. What's going on, champ? What you got for us?
Nothing, pretty much. I just been here listening to you guys.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So I truly believe. Where did the Panthers pick? Eighth.
Yeah, eighth.
So they got the 8th pick. I truly believe if Pitts or top receiver is there, they're going to take a receiver. They're going to take a pass catcher.
They still need a linebacker.
Yeah.
And they never
linemen. A quarterback, probably.
They got Sam Darnold.
No, they just traded for Sam Darnold.
No. Oh wait, what the Panthers or the Jets?
The Panthers got Sam Darnold.
Yeah, Darnold was on the Jets, and they traded him to the Panthers for a 6th round pick this year and a 2nd and a 4th round pick next year.
Well, the Panthers have Moore and Robbie Anderson also in the wide receiver positions. They have 2 other guys. I mean, losing Curtis Samuel was big, but they still need an offensive lineman. And like I said, they have not replaced Kuechly. So yet, and so they are. If Parsons is going to be there at 8, so if Parsons is going to be there at 8, I guarantee you he's going to go to the Panthers.
Oh yeah, Pat. I also have the full trade. It says Jets trade Sam Darnold to Panthers for exchange for a 2021 6th round draft pick, 2022 2nd round pick, and 2022 4th round pick.
Yeah, that's what I got at the ticker at the bottom.
All right.
They got 3. That was actually a hell of a trade, to be honest with you.
And that's a win by both teams.
But me personally, go ahead, Pat.
You can say that, Do you think Sam Darnold's that much better than Teddy Bridgewater?
No.
Okay, let me tell you something right now. I feel Sam Darnold never had weapons.
And also, he also seen ghosts on the field too. Don't forget that.
He never
Sam
had
Darnold
weapons.
already had
and
Robbie
if he
Anderson.
had weapons, he'll be good.
Yeah, he already had Robbie Anderson before. I'm gonna give you a stat. He's the number 30, the 31st quarterback in the league with a clean pocket passer percentage. It was 56%. Do you know how bad that is?
You're right.
There's no excuses
with a clean pocket.
When the O-line playing that good, there's no excuses for the quarterback right there. It's just in my opinion.
So I don't know. I don't know how Sam Darnold's going to do out there in Carolina. I have to see, man.
Yeah.
If Christian McCaffrey is healthy the whole year, I can see Sam Darnold making it out of Carolina and being, a pretty good quarterback. But if it's just all on him, I have to see it, man. Right. I have to see it because he had Robbie Anderson before. Who else was over there when it was Robbie Anderson, it was Brashad Perriman.
DJ Moore. I remember DJ Moore being over there.
DJ Moore has always been a Panther. I'm talking about when he was with the Jets. It was Brashad Perriman. DJ Moore's with the
Panthers now, yeah.
It was Brashad Perriman. It was Robbie Anderson. He had Crowder.
Yeah, Jason Crowder.
Crowder's an excellent slot receiver, one of the best slot receivers in the league.
They had Le'Veon Bell for a little bit.
And that was a bust. I think Le'Veon Bell's career is just about over now, man. That's crazy. Because just 3 years ago, he was considered one of the top running backs in the league. I don't know what happened.
And he's still young.
Oh, yeah, for the defense. And the Giants had the Jets had one of the best D-lines before he went to us, Little Williams.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I have to see it on Sam Darnold. It's still, I'm not saying he's a trash quarterback because I've seen him do some pretty good things, but I got to see it, man. And poor Teddy Bridgewater, he can't catch a break. Like now what's he gonna do? They're trying to get rid of him now. Like now where's he gonna go?
They just signed him. They just signed him to another 1-year contract.
They just re-signed him to another 1-year contract.
They just signed him like 2 days ago. I think it was Friday. I think it was either Saturday or Sunday. They signed him to another 1-year deal.
Because reports came out today they're trying to move him.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to. I think they're just hedging their bet. And seeing, like I said, what they gave up to get Sam Darnold was nothing. I mean, the second round pick is the most tangible asset. But if he turns out to be anything, he's on his rookie deals last year. So I mean, even if he plays marginally well, you could probably sign him cheap for a 2-year deal and still hope he progresses. I think he just needs to get out of New York. He's got the physical skills. He's got the physical traits. He got a bad coach in Adam Gase.
Yeah, Adam Gase is terrible.
I mean,
I will say that because Ryan Tannehill did a lot better after he left.
So I mean, Matt Rule is a good coach. I think it'll give him the opportunity. Will he be what people projected him to be? Who knows? But you got to take getting a guy for like that for a 6th and a 2nd and whatever else they got him for. I mean, it's a no-brainer, especially with him still on the rookie deal.
Right. And like I said, that was a good trade by the Panthers and the Jets on that one. I didn't believe the Jets would get that much for Sam Darnold. I'll be honest with you. It's not a lot, but I didn't think they'd be able to get 3 picks for him. And then good for the Panthers not giving up a first-round pick. I don't think
anyone was going to give up a first rounder.
Yeah, because if they would have gave a first-round pick, it would have been one of the dumbest trades in a long time.
Yeah.
Shout out to Joseph in the chat. What's going on, Quincy? Thank you for tuning in.
I got a question for y'all.
Go ahead.
So since you signed Kenny Galladay, he had an injury, and of course, would y'all still want a receiver at 11?
You want to go first?
Tim has always said he wouldn't mind another receiver at 11 because having 2 great offensive weapons does mask your offensive line a lot because if they're getting open so fast, doesn't matter how bad the offensive line is if you're getting the ball out super quick.
Well, you can't keep 7-8 in the box.
Exactly.
You literally are putting in 3 or 4 quality receivers and a tight end and Saquon Barkley in the backfield. I mean,
exactly.
You
so
can't.
I want mine. The receiver I definitely wouldn't mind is Waddle, and I wouldn't mind Smith either.
Or I would like to give Rashad Bateman.
A lot of people said that Calvin Ridley was small when he came out. Look what he's doing.
Yeah.
And they're from the same school and they remind us exactly like each other. Calvin Ridley is a little bit more flashy when it comes to his route running, but Smith's route running is just fluid. It's fluid, man.
I wouldn't mind getting Smith either. Even size don't mean nothing, because if he creates separation, he'll be good. And look, in college, he's gonna go against number 1 corners that are gonna be in the NFL in 2021.
See, people are scared of Smith when it comes to the press, but you have to look at his film. He has multiple ways that he releases to get off the press. Right. And like I said, if he comes in 170, 175, I'm all for it, because what Marvin Harrison played at 175 himself.
Right.
I think Marvin Harrison wasn't that big when he came out. Torrey Holt wasn't that big when
they were. Yeah, but they actually gained size over their career. I mean, they didn't. They didn't
stay right there, but I'm just saying Devontae Smith could do the same exact thing.
Yeah,
he could get bigger.
They could gain 10 pounds. That's not really in like 5 months. That's not bad to gain 10 pounds.
If you have a quick first step off the line and you beat the defensive back, it doesn't matter how much you weigh.
Exactly.
And that's the thing. Yeah. He has to be able to gain separation within that first 5 yards.
And we should know that. A little guy always killed us for his whole career, Deshaun Jackson.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
He killed us his whole career, and he played at 160 something?
He's still returning.
Hey, Pat. It's that one player I've always hated on the Eagles the most.
Yeah, he killed us every year.
I'm talking about Boston Scott. I hate Boston Scott.
Yeah, he's turning into a guy that's supposed to kill us.
He's not bad.
Anytime we see Boston Scott, he's ready to kill us every time he gets on the field.
I got a lot of respect for Boston Scott for his size. And he balls out
I
good.
believe that changes though this year. I believe the Eagles are gonna get absolutely smashed this year.
The Eagles are not gonna be in the Giants for like the next 5-6 years.
Like,
they're never gonna beat us.
We need to sweep the Eagles this year. This is our best chance to sweep the Eagles right now.
We should sweep the Eagles.
Yeah, we should.
That is one team that pisses me off every year. We always find a way to lose against those guys. 63-yard field goals. We are 31-10 and wind up losing 34-31 that one year. That year killed me. How did we lose that one? Now that one was bad.
Right.
That might have been worse than the Evan Ingram drop. That one was bad.
Mm-hmm.
And did we actually win the Super Bowl that year?
Who?
That year when we let the Eagles come all the way back? We was up on them like 31-10 and they came back and beat us?
What, when they went to the Super Bowl?
When Michael Vick was the quarterback.
Oh,
what year was that? I forgot what year that was.
It's gotta be
2015, probably.
Vic was 2007, 2008. He had just gotten out of jail. And so yeah, he was with the Eagles for that 3-year period. And like I said, towards the end of I think it was 2007, 2008. He was on the team because he backed up McNabb for a while, and then he McNabb to Washington, and then he took over the team, and then he had that 1.5 year run.
And that was an amazing run. I will say that he was killing with the Eagles for a little bit. Just never manufactured into anything. But he did revitalize his career with the Eagles.
Yeah, and he bounced around to Pittsburgh and a couple other places too. So I'm like, he hung on for a while.
Mm-hmm. After that, he went to the Jets, and then he went to Pittsburgh.
I have a question for y'all. Well, would y'all like this? Would you get offensive line in the first round or Micah Parsons, and then in the second round, if Terrence Marshall is there, we should take him? What y'all think?
Terrence Marshall lasts into the 40. What we got, the 42nd pick?
42nd. I don't think he's going to be there.
I don't think he's last that long.
No, I think he'll go late first, early second, like early.
If we go receiver in the second, don't be surprised if Rondale Moore is still there that they take him.
I don't want Rondale Moore.
Joe Judge loves that guy.
We already got a good slot,
but he's not going to be here after this year. Not with the cap hell that we're going to be in the next couple of years. I think next year we save like $10 million. He's going to have to take a pay cut like a Nate Soder or something like that, unless he absolutely balls out this year. And so Rondale Moore will be the perfect replacement for Shepard.
Yeah,
I do believe.
Yeah, because
I'm a little leery. I'm a little leery on that one. Like I said, I think Sterling's got some. I think he's got some life in him. I think he will probably restructure because he's going to have to in 2022. But I wouldn't give up on Sterling Shepard. Like I said, he's been a good Giant. His issue has always been the injuries, not the productivity.
Right. Because I still like Sterling Shepard.
Shout out to Josie. He says, "Congrats on 200." Thank you, man.
Oh yeah, man. Congrats, man.
Congratulations.
Yep.
Congrats on 200.
So now we're gonna be shooting for 300 before the draft. Let's see if we can get there. But I don't know, man. I just don't. I mean, the way his it's just that the way his contract is structured.
Yeah,
if he doesn't take a pay cut, he's gonna have to be released because we're not gonna be able to afford him.
I see a guy like Sterling Shepard taking a pay cut because, like I said, he's been here, it seems like forever.
Right.
I think he's just one of those guys that is a Giant for life, and that's just a gut feeling that I'm not basing that off of anything. It's just you've seen him play, you've seen him match right through the team, you've seen him get his contract after the OBJ thing. He's always says the right things. He's just the kind of guy that you always just want to have in the locker room. And, the Giants are
he's a great locker room guy.
Right. And I feel like, I feel like he could have had more yards if he didn't miss 3-4 games.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he had 600, and he could have had at least 800, probably.
Yeah, I believe he could hit 800 this year.
Yeah,
with the coverage that he's going to see this year, he's not going to be seeing double coverage or anything this year.
Right, because
he
they're going to double
work
team
that slot this year.
Right.
But as far as like a receiver to the Giants within the first 2 rounds, I wouldn't mind it at all. It would be ecstatic if we can get one of the big 3. There was rumors that Jamar Chase could fall out the top 10, but after his pro day, I believe he goes top 5 at the very least.
Jesus, no, to be honest, because they don't know. A team could probably like Jalen Waddle. A team could probably like Devontae Smith. So
only team I would see to take Waddle over Chase would be somebody like Miami who needs a slot receiver. Because they have their 2 outside receivers in Fuller and Parker.
I always tell everybody, Jalen Waddle's a slot, not an out. The only reason why
he can play both.
Out.
He can play both. If you look at his film, he can play both. But I'd rather have him in a slot because
I'd rather have him in a slot. To be honest, yeah, he's like Chris Godwin, but way faster. He could run routes like him.
You know what I think is funny though? Everyone says that, and I'm not bashing anyone, but everyone says, well, this guy could play this guy could play this. We don't know what they could play.
Thank you.
Nobody knows. What you played in college means nothing. Because as soon as you get drafted, you have turned the page. You are no longer a college athlete. You are what the pros are going to dictate what your talent says your position will be. So right now, we can't tell you. We can prognosticate. We can guess. But we can't tell if someone's going to be a slot guy. We can't tell if someone's going to be, on the outside. It's not until they get on the field that we can then determine what their worth is going to be at what position.
Yeah. And the thing is that I understand your point, and I agree because Juju.
Smart.
Yeah, Juju was doing good in his first year. Look at now, he's not even doing that good. And
that's because
that's because of Antonio Brown when he was there, right?
Pat? Yeah, well, you take away the number 1 receiver, then you're gonna have to turn around and have you're gonna have to.
No, but now they got me personally, Chase Claypool is better than Juju.
I like Claypool a lot. I like
Clay. I actually wanted us to get Claypool.
I did too.
Like really, I looked at Clay. I looked at him at Notre Dame. I said, "Man, this dude is a stud. Like, why is he that fast and this big?"
Right. I saw his last game at Notre Dame, and I forgot who they played against. And I remember sitting there going, "Oh my god, I wish the Giants would draft him."
Me too. I forgot who they played. They killed them too.
They did.
Was it Louisville?
I'm not. I don't remember. I just remember watching him, going, "Damn, he would be great in the blue."
Right, because I was looking, I'm like, this dude's built like a tight end, but look at him run.
Look at him run.
Like, that's crazy.
That was it. Yeah, that's the exact same thing.
And then when Pittsburgh drafted him, I said, oh, he finna be rookie of the year.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, when it comes to receivers, Pittsburgh knows what the hell they're doing.
Right.
So if you're a receiver in Pittsburgh, you will be replaced within 2 to 3 years if you don't get your act right out there, man. Because they just bring in receivers.
They got good. They got good coaches. That's what it is. Good coaching.
It's good coaching, and they know exactly what they're looking for in a receiver when they pick one. But that was obvious.
They haven't missed a playoff since when? Probably like
they missed the playoffs the year before last, didn't they?
Yeah, but like if Ben Roethlisberger wasn't injured, they probably would have went to the playoffs, to be honest, because it was 8-8. They probably made it to the playoffs.
Shout out to Benny. He got Blake Martinez to respond to him on Twitter. That's what's up.
Of course, I'm jealous.
Hey, but yeah, that was an obvious one, man. If we could have got Chase Claypool, man, that would have been great. I was like, man, that dude's amazing. It was a lot of receivers last year. I hope we got Denzel Mims if we didn't get Claypool or somebody like that, because Denzel Mims would have did good here as well. I believe he's just on the tip of the iceberg what his talent is. He just has to stay healthy.
Well, we had all the Cruz 2.0s that we took as undrafted free agents. I mean, we brought in all those guys that were gonna excel and replace everybody. I'm not sure how that worked out.
Look, man, we brought in David Sills. We brought in the big guy. I forgot his name, the tight end. He might still be here. Then we brought in Benjamin Victor, Austin Mack.
Benjamin Victor, man, that was gonna be the guy. I remember seeing all that on Twitter and stuff. I'm like, can he at least get on the field first? Can we see him in practice?
There was a reason why he went undrafted. There was a reason why he went undrafted. Rarely do you ever get an undrafted receiver to come out and just ball like the only ones I can remember is Rod Smith. Who was the other one? Was it Jimmy Smith?
Undrafted means that they never got drafted?
Yeah, they never got drafted. Was it Jimmy Smith or was it Keenan McCardell that came out? I don't know. It was one of them.
Yeah, it was one of the Jacksonville guys.
Victor Cruz was undrafted basically.
Yep.
Who? Yeah,
he was undrafted.
Yeah, he was.
Yep. Man, I miss Victor Cruz, man. I feel he's still a top receiver in the Giants, no doubt. Because his injuries don't really matter. He's still the best receiver from the Giants.
You know what's crazy?
We'll ever have.
Because due to crazy things happening with Plexico Burress, Cruz getting hurt, Plaxico shooting himself, and Odell Beckham being traded before he got really into his Giants career, Amani Toomer is still our best receiver, folks.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I believe Amani Toomer is still the greatest receiver.
Wait, hold on. You got to go back. You got Del Schaffner. You have Homer Jones. I mean, you got Frank.
I remember.
I mean, you got to go way over.
Hakeem Nicks.
Hakeem
Nicks.
You got Hall of Famers.
And don't forget.
Amani Toomer was better than Hakeem Nicks. I'm sorry, I can't give you that one.
Hey, Big Pat, don't forget we had Mario Manningham too.
Come on, man. We're talking about all-time greats, man. They were good.
Not all-time great catch.
Yeah.
Right.
Then David Tyree's on that list.
Right. David Tyree would be the best of all time if that was the criteria.
Thing is, in my opinion, I got Victor Cruz our best wide receiver for Giants history.
Same here.
So, if he could have played 2 to 3 more years like he was on track to play, yes, he probably would have been the best of all time as far as Giants.
I don't even see that because, like I said, I go way back, and you got guys that are in the Hall of Fame as wide receivers for the Giants that you guys never even heard of.
Did Don Maynard play for us too?
No, Don Maynard. He played for the Jets.
He played for the Jets only. Yeah. Okay, I knew he played for the Jets. I thought he played for us.
You got at least 3 Hall of Famers, wide receivers for the Giants right now.
Yeah, check out. You said Homer Jones. I got to check
Homer Jones, man. Homer Jones invented the spike. Most people don't remember that he was the first player in NFL history to take the ball and spike it in the end zone. He's the godfather of the spike.
Okay.
And then
and also, don't forget, we have running backs too, like Amar Bradshaw, Brandon Jacobs, like
best running back all time for the Giants,
Tiki Barber.
Because
Tiki's got to be in the conversation.
Yeah, before Tiki, who it was? I can't think of his name right now.
Oh, you got Rodney Hampton, Joe.
Yeah,
Morris.
Rodney Hampton, Joe Morris.
I mean, you got. You want to go back to the bad days of like Doug Coder and guys like that, but Tiki was probably, he doesn't get his credit, but in the modern era, he's probably the best running back that the Giants have ever had.
Hey, listen, that's true.
Tiki was a dog. I ain't gonna take
that,
that from Tiki was nice when he played.
It was that one problem we had. He was talking crap after Eli won that Super Bowl.
He was talking crap before Eli won the Super Bowl.
He was talking crap before he won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he was talking crap before Eli won the Super Bowl. And then his brother jumped in, and then we wound up beating them in the first round.
Yep.
After Toomer catches a touchdown on him. Then that Dallas game was hilarious. Everybody thought Dallas was going to win that game. And then that game against Brett Favre, that was Plaxico's. That was one of the best performances by a receiver I've seen in a playoff game. It had to be, I think, one of the only ones I can say better is some of Jerry Rice's games. Because Jerry Rice was a monster in the playoffs. And Fitzgerald, that year that the Cardinals went to the Super Bowl, was absolutely beast. That whole playoffs. That was probably the best receiver performance ever when it comes to the playoffs. Throughout 4 games. He went crazy those 4 games.
I actually miss those type of wide receivers for the Giants. It don't matter how fast or slow you are. Get out there, make a play on the field, catch the ball, maul somebody, do what you got to do.
Create separation too. Yeah,
that's something I miss.
Yeah, I remember. Of course, I gotta remember him. He was a defensive player. Tuck, when he played in the Super Bowl. My God, and in his whole career, I like Tuck.
Yeah, Justin Tuck. Yeah,
Justin Tuck Justin Tuck more than a good player. He's one of the leaders.
Yeah,
and I'll never let him go to the Raiders.
Guess what? Don't forget, we had Jason Pierre-Paul at the time too.
Right, and Michael Strahan was there too, of course, right? With
the first one, yeah.
Well, the first one, yeah. But JPP was the second one because then you also had Matthias Kiwanuka, and then you had Tuck, and then you had everybody else. That's when you had the NASCAR defense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We also had OC.
OC.
Yeah, OC.
Was OC part of the second one?
Yeah.
Yes, he was part of the second one, wasn't he?
Yep.
Man, I miss OC.
We should not go to Atlanta.
Never should have went to Atlanta. Tuck should have never went to the Raiders. And then Kiwanuka just kept getting hurt, I believe. And who did he wind up going to?
I think he was out of the league after that with the Giants. I don't think he went anywhere. I think he went. I think he tried to catch on with someone, but I know he didn't. I don't believe he played anymore after.
Yeah, he kept getting hurt. But he was actually pretty good too when he was healthy.
Yeah, he was a good fill-in guy. I mean, he was perfect for the NASCAR formation.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Industry Plus says, didn't Gettleman let JPP go? Yes, he did. He
traded
him to the Buccaneers.
Well, like 5th round pick.
It was a fourth. It was a fourth or 5th round pick.
4th round, yeah.
That's the most dumbest decision ever.
Listen, here was the problem. It was actually Bob McAdoo who created that idea first. Because when we had Bob McAdoo, he was like our worst head coach. If not, I was up the head coach. Well,
McAdoo is a coordinator.
Yeah. Well, he still had an 11-5 season, but if you go with the worst head coaches, it's going back again. He's not even the worst coach. The coaches that we had in the 70s and Ray Hanley, who took over for Parcells.
Wait. All right, Tim. Since you know about that, because you way older than me, I'm too young for that. Can you tell us what it was actually like in the 70s for the Giants? Because I don't know. It was
terrible. Much. The 70s were the dead period for the Giants. It's almost like it is right now. We went through 3 head coaches in the 70s, before we landed on a guy named Ray Perkins in 79. And we had the worst record ever in the 70s. We did the stupidest things in the world. We traded the number 1 draft choice overall, or no, 2nd overall to the Cowboys for a washed-up quarterback who we never should have gotten. That turned out to be Randy White, the All-Pro Hall of Famer. So the 70s are the parallel still to the 2000s right now. What we're going
Oh, my Lord.
So we have to hope that this guy, though, we have to hope right now that Joe Judge is Ray Perkins, and that's all I'm going to say about that. Because if not, we're going to be still in the doldrums that we were always.
So Tim, you mean to tell us we was the Cleveland Browns back then?
We were worse than the Cleveland Browns in the 70s.
Oh,
the Cleveland Browns were better than we were.
To be honest with you, when I look back at history with the Giants, we were pretty bad.
We traded for a quarterback and then got rid of him 2 years later, and he went to take Denver to the Super Bowl. Why? Because he escaped New York in the 70s.
Right.
So,
listen,
imagine the mid 90s were pretty bad too.
Yeah, they were bad, but like I said, the 70s, man, I lived through 76 because I was actually there when they opened up the Meadowlands, and we lost to Dallas. But the 70s, man, it was a bad time to be a Giant fan. You were the butt of every single joke in the NFL.
So that's what it was like in the 70s, gentlemen. You heard it here first from Tim. It was pretty bad.
Yeah,
I was a Giants fan. I was born in '87, but I was a Giants fan. I started watching them like right after they won their Super Bowls because I was too young at then. But my uncle started showing me, and then I saw them play the Bears because we was in Chicago, and I saw the Giants play the Bears. I was like, I like that team. I've been a favorite of them ever since.
Yo, Pat and Tim. What what was it like to see Lawrence Taylor to play on the field?
All right.
I saw Lawrence Taylor his rookie season. I remember when they drafted him. And when we used to go to training camp, because training camp was up not too far from my house, and you could tell when they picked him that he was going to be something special. When George Rodgers was the Saints with the first overall pick, and when they fell down to the Giants, you could tell he was a totally different player. I mean, teams literally had to change their entire philosophy on blocking him. I mean, even Joe Bugle, who was a line coach for the Redskins, and Joe Gibbs, literally said you can't block him with a running back. Then they tried blocking him with a running back and a tight end. Then they tried blocking him, chipping him with a running back, a tight end, and then having a tackle block him, and they still couldn't block him. I mean, then again, his first year, they didn't actually have statistics for the sack. So you don't really know exactly how many official sacks he has for his career, but he's probably one of the greatest players that I've ever seen play the game, and I watched him from the start of his career to the end of his career.
Yeah, I saw him at the very end of his career. I think he retired in 93 or 94. Yeah, I saw him at the very end of his career. He was still effective. Right before he retired, he was still effective.
Well, he came back with that Achilles injury from the year prior. And Blake said, but he was, he was the best Giant that I've ever seen play. And
I believe he's one of the best players that's ever played the game.
Oh yeah, 100%.
To be honest with you, like I can't put too many people in front of him. I know I could put Jerry Rice. That's probably the greatest of all time in my eyes, Jerry Rice. Maybe Jim Brown, maybe. But other than that, man, Lawrence Taylor, he actually changed the way offenses played. That's not something that should be looked over. Like he literally changed the way you blocked in the game.
Well, he revolutionized the way a linebacker played. No one saw a 6'3", 340-pound linebacker come out and play the way he would, his size, strength, and speed. And it was funny that because I've actually confirmed there's two great LT stories about his athleticism. He once hit a golf ball from the end zone out of Meadowlands, literally out of the stadium. And, and I actually know someone that was a ball boy back then, and that he used to actually throw footballs all the way to the upper deck, from the field, which even a quarterback that was unheard of doing. And that's just a physical talent that he was. He could basically do anything that he wanted to do physically.
And it makes it so bad. He was high doing it. Like,
That's what makes it so
he was
good.
high doing it.
It was the 80s. He wasn't high. It was something else.
Listen, all we know is Lawrence Taylor is the greatest defensive player in NFL history.
NFL history.
I don't care. Y'all can argue it all you want. It's not Ray Lewis. It's Lawrence Taylor.
I have him and Ray Lewis.
Lawrence Taylor.
I'll say Deion Sanders before Ray Lewis. That was another guy that revolutionized the sport as well. Deion Sanders. He actually made it cool to be yourself. If there was a such thing as pay-per-view for NFL players, he would have been one of the first ones as pay-per-view.
Well, he's the one that coined prime time.
Yeah. So I believe he revolutionized the DB position as well, because this dude literally had to make himself look like he was being beat for quarterbacks to throw it to him, and he had enough catch-up speed to get to it. That was crazy.
Well, he was also one of the first guys to return. I mean, first like Pro Bowl corner to return punts and return punts effectively.
Viz brought up Ronnie Lott as well. Ronnie Lott, yes, him. He was a great one as well. Tough as nails.
He chopped off his finger.
Yeah.
So he could play the next week.
Yeah.
That's insanity.
He did a lot too. Finger. But if you want to go revolutionizing the safety position, you got to go Ed Reed and then Troy Polamalu. Ed Reed is probably the best safety you'll ever see play.
And also, can we get
Polamalu? Yeah, I like Troy Polamalu.
Can we also have an honorable mention to Sean Taylor?
He would have been great too if he wasn't killed.
Yeah. He was on his way.
Yeah,
most people forget though, and you probably don't remember who he is. Kenny Easley of the old Seattle Seahawks. He only got to play 5 years, but he was one of those guys that defined the position before you put a big. Back in the day, you didn't have someone in the defensive backfield in the safety position that was athletic. You kind of just put your guy back there and said, "Hey, listen." You know what? I know that I played this in college. You put your worst player in the free safety position. Just say, don't let anyone get behind you. And Easley was one of the first players that actually was an athlete in the free safety position.
Yeah. So usually you had guys like Steve Atwater, Matt Malk, people like that back in the day.
Yep.
But when it comes to just athleticism at the safety position, it's Ed Reed by a long shot. Polamalu was great, but I don't think he holds a candle to what Ed Reed did. And Polamalu did some great things. I'm not saying he's a bum by any means. Like, it's 1-2. I think Polamalu was right there, right below him. But Ed Reed, man, that dude was a dog. Like, even Peyton Manning would tell you how great that dude was. Like, him reading defenses and reading quarterbacks.
Right.
Like, most of the time, he didn't even go by what the defense was. He just ran to right where he knew that quarterback was going to throw the ball from the beginning of the play. That's why Ray Lewis trusted him so much. And then when it comes to linebackers, I believe is Taylor, then Ray Lewis.
Yeah. The thing is that Ray Lewis has better stats, but I like both of them attitude. I like Ray Lewis' attitude too, the way he plays. Like, I like his attitude.
All I know is if you're going against Lawrence Taylor, you're getting injured in the game. All right, you're getting injured.
Including Ray Lewis.
Yeah, listen, he used to kill Joe Theismann.
He broke Joe Theismann's leg in half.
Right. Yeah. Who was was it Ron Jaworski for the Eagles? He used to kill all the time.
Jaworski, Randall Cunningham.
Listen, that was a beast too when he first came out. Before he got hurt and stuff. Randy Cunningham, he was nice too. Like, he used to do some amazing things before he got hurt.
Well, again, he was a guy that no one ever seen. I mean, he was Michael Vick before Michael Vick.
Right. He was pretty fast himself too. Like, he was hard to stop.
I mean, he looked like he weighed like 52 pounds, but he was also like 6'5".
Yeah, he was running like a gazelle out there.
And also, how about for the great running backs? You got Bo Jackson, Walter Payton,
Bo Jackson is overrated.
You got Emmitt Smith,
Well, as running
Damian
back,
Thompson. You got
as running back.
You got Damian Thompson.
I'll take Barry Sanders and
number one
Tomlinson over Emmitt Smith. If you put Barry Sanders behind that offensive line Dallas had,
3,000 yards.
That dude would have ran for about 2,200 yards. Seriously.
Me personally, I gotta put. I don't know. I don't know who this is, but y'all know who Floyd Little is?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
I play in his high school, right? I met him before he died, so I have him top 10 running back.
Yeah, he followed Jim Brown in Syracuse.
Jim Brown and
he went over to Denver. Yeah, everyone's forgetting Walter Payton though.
Yeah, Walter Payton. He was great as well.
He was the first running back that could catch. He could run. He could block. I mean, he's literally, and I hate the Chicago Bears, but he, at one point in time, he held the all-time rushing record.
Right.
Yeah, Sweetness was something serious.
And he wasn't like Emmitt Smith, who just compiled stats over a period of time and just kept going. Like when he went to Arizona, Walter retired when he thought he should retire. But like I said, he just stayed with the Bears.
Yeah. Walter Payton was a dog. Oh, we got the Miz.
I got the Miz.
What's going on,
Fee?
What up, brothers?
What you
doing? What's going on, man?
Right.
What you got for us, Miz?
I'm watching the college game, and I decided to see if there was who's streaming. And I pop on here, and I see you two guys, and Tim, who I never see in the stream. So I said, let me get in here.
Okay. Hey, who's winning between Baylor and Gonzaga?
Oh man, I got my friend calling me up. He's bragging. It's over. I won 5,000. I say nothing changed. How you still betting your life away on these games? I told him, don't you know college sports? The game is never over. Gonzaga was down by 20. They're now down by like 10.
And the Knicks lost by 2.
Yeah. The game
that shot that kid made on that shot that kid from Gonzaga made against UCLA was sick. I know UCLA fans were sick after that, man.
Yeah, I saw it. Because right now
live.
Oh yeah, because right now watching Gonzaga is Baylor up right now.
Gonzaga's making a run now. They started out the game. I guess the last game took a lot out of them. They started out like down 13-1 or something.
Okay. Yo, Miz, what you got for us, man?
Nothing, man.
Online Big Blue says that he wouldn't mind us taking the receiver with the first with our first pick. What do you think about that?
Repeat that. I'm sorry. Repeat that. What did you say? I missed that. I'm sorry.
Tim says that he wouldn't mind seeing the Giants take a receiver with our first pick of the draft. And he's not too high on Rashawn Slater. So what do you think about those two subjects there?
I like Tim's video from today, and he knows it. I'm a big Parsons guy.
Yeah, a little bit you are.
You're right.
That. And I made a video this afternoon. I wasn't going to make a video for a while, but when I saw Tim's video this morning, I said, now I got to follow it up with my own Parsons video. So, listen, I love Parsons. I think the kid's special. And I'm old school. And I believe that he would take this defense to the top. And I'd like to grab us a big-time linebacker. It's been a long time. I'm not big on these receivers are great. But I'm not big on picking. I'd like to pick a receiver at 11. I want to go with the O-line, and I want to go with the linebacker. So, you know where I stand. Listen, I think Parsons is amazing. And I don't know what's going to happen now. Now that Carolina is out of the quarterback running, we don't know what's going to happen.
I think they take Pitts if he falls there, to be honest with you. I think they take Pitts if he falls.
See, they also take Parsons, too.
Mm-hmm.
They could also just trade out to a team that needs a quarterback.
Yeah, that'd be like the Bears.
Also Carolina.
Carolina.
Yeah, listen,
they're in a prime position because if any team wants to trade up and grab a quarterback that hasn't been taken after the first 3 picks,
you got number 8.
That much in Mac Jones.
Oh yeah, wait. I also have a question for everybody. When is the last time the Giants drafted a playmaker linebacker in the first round?
Yeesh.
Carl Banks.
Carl Banks. Yeah.
Yep.
You're talking about 3 decades ago.
Yeah. Well, we might be due for a linebacker.
Wait.
Might be due.
Wait, Pat, do I win?
85. So, yeah,
Wait, Pat, do I win the question of the night? Do I win?
Yeah, just about. Yeah, that was a good question.
Because the champ wins.
Listen, it's not about Duke, man. It's not about Duke. Listen, this kid Micah Parsons, this guy's a real deal dog, a real deal linebacker.
It's the same thing we said with Isaiah Simmons last year.
I never said that about Simmons, man. Listen, I didn't want no guy who covers, who could play safety, corner. I want a real deal guy who's going to disrupt the game at the line of scrimmage, and that's what Parsons does.
Well, Simmons was more of a hybrid. He never had an actual position in college. I mean, he went between. I mean, Parsons is a linebacker. I mean, he is a middle linebacker. I mean, and he actually went to Penn State as a defensive end, so he has the ability to rush the passer as well. So I mean, Simmons was an interesting pick, but like I said, he was more of a quasi hybrid player than anything else. At least Parsons is, he's strictly a linebacker.
Exactly.
Yeah, I said that about Simmons when he was coming out as well. Like he was super overhyped. Like he was gonna be the best thing that ever touched the field, and I was like, he doesn't have a position to me. Like, where are you gonna play?
Oh yeah, Pat.
He doesn't have a position.
Yep. And remember also, we could have had Josh Allen, who was like a game changer linebacker, but we drafted Daniel Jones instead.
Don't even talk about that. I still got the Josh Allen jersey in the closet because when he fell down past 4, I was like, "Oh my God, we're gonna get Josh Allen." And then when we took James Jones,
it's just imagine
and sprinted to get that freaking card in at 7.
It's just to hear we got Daniel Jones.
Hey, look, Daniel Jones is the best thing for us. Who knows? But I'm not gonna lie to you. I did want him there though.
It's just imagine Parsons on the Giants with Josh Allen with the rest of our defense.
Yeah,
we're easily top 5.
Who knows who we have at quarterback right now? We may have a nice veteran or something. Who knows? But everything happens for a reason. We got Daniel Jones, and hey, as a Giants fan, I gotta stand behind him until the Giants say otherwise.
I mean, I think I know why we got Dan Jones. He's related to Eli and Peyton Manning. That all explains it.
He does like he's a distant brother, not a cousin.
He went to the Manning passing camp. He was coached by Cutcliffe, who was coached by Coach Eli. I mean, he's known the Manning family since he was in high school. Yeah, I mean, they gave him the glow. I mean, Mannings and Cutcliffe gave him the glowing review to Gelman. So I mean,
my Wi-Fi's being terrible.
You always see?
I'm right here. I'm listening to you guys.
Hey guys, I gotta jump off because I gotta put my kid to bed. So you know what? It was fun as always. If you guys enjoyed the stream, have you guys a great weekend or a great night, and I will see everyone on next Monday. And don't forget,
alrighty,
NFL Talk, Across the Pond and Back podcast, all over.
Yep.
All right, guys. All right, Tim. I'll be listening. I'm gonna be down in Florida, but I'll be listening to you.
All right, so you take care of yourself, man. Have a good night, guys.
All right. You have a good one, Tim.
Have a good one.
But yeah, man.
I heard Jones.
The Miz. I've done some great film look on Michael Parsons, and I'm starting to agree with you more and more about him being able to be a pass rusher.
Yeah.
Yes,
I'm starting to see a little bit what you're saying about him being a pass rusher because all you had to do is teach him basically the hand movements. Everything else he has.
That's what I was thinking too. The swim move, everything.
Like if you could teach him a swim move or a quick spin or something like that, that dude could actually be a dominant force.
Or the chop.
Look, I don't know if you got a chance to see my video today, but
I seen your video.
Let me tell you something. This is the bottom line. I'm telling you, I'm not saying this is what I want. I'm telling you this is what's going to happen. If Parsons is at 11, the Giants are drafting Parsons. And if they draft Parsons, the entire fan base is going to be so happy. Everyone's going to go crazy. I'm telling you.
This defense is going to be top 5 in the league for sure.
You're being generous. I think it's going to be top like 2.
Top 2 at least.
I don't know about top 2 now.
No, I agree with him.
If we draft Michael Parsons, we don't have
it's top 3.
Hardly any weaknesses on defense.
It's top
the
3
only weakness you can say is the edge, and we can move Parsons to the edge on third downs and let.
Yeah. I mean, you're gonna have Parsons as a stand-up outside linebacker. He's gonna be causing havoc in the backfield. Half the time, he's gonna be going in at the quarterback. Remember, you're getting back Lorenzo Carter on the other side.
Right.
We're going to have a deep defense. You have a secondary that's arguably the best in football. You don't – people talking about, Parsons cannot cover. Parsons doesn't get drafted to cover. Our secondary is deep. That allows Parsons to destroy the game behind the line of scrimmage.
Right, that run game too. The run game.
Wait, is Pat frozen or that just me?
I don't know.
I think so.
I think it's Pat.
Oh.
Man, what's wrong with his connection? Damn.
I don't know. Yeah, I understand the Giants fans are the best, but I know the connection hate us.
He's back.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we good.
Hey, there's like a big storm getting ready to come. That's why my Wi-Fi is going in and out. I'm gonna have to end the stream in a second.
Yeah, he's gone.
No, the live is still on, but he's gone.
Yeah.
So we good.
Thing is, usually after the live, we can still stay in that chat like we in now.
We can still talk. Even though the live's over, we can still talk because we inside the thing.
He's back.
I'll be down.
Pat's back on.
Yeah,
he good. Yo, listen. With Giants fans speak facts, the Wi-Fi says, "Nah, we're gonna end it."
Right. It's like my Wi-Fi. It's every time when I talk about certain facts and like about Giants, my Wi-Fi be bugging out.
Guess what? That's how I feel when it comes to IG. All they post is, the Giants should do that. The Giants ain't nothing about that. I see all the time.
There has got to be an Eagles fan that's booting our Wi-Fi.
No, it's a storm that's here. I'm looking at it right now.
Wait, we got a storm coming up.
Yeah, in Louisiana. I'm in Louisiana.
I'm in Jersey.
All right.
Yeah, so it's a major storm. I'm looking at it right now. It's like right over top of it. That's why I was going in and out.
Yeah,
but what I'm gonna do, guys, is I'm gonna cut the stream here because I know the Wi-Fi's gonna go out.
Yeah.
As soon as after the storm hits, it should only be about 30 minutes to an hour. I might get right back on, but it's always good talking to you, Miz.
You too, guys.
It's to me more and more about Michael Parsons. I'm starting to get as hyped as about Michael Parsons as you are because we do draft that guy.
We are going to be a top 2 defense.
Yeah, he makes this defense legit.
Yeah,
he falls to
right.
The only team I see taking him is maybe the Panthers and maybe the Lions.
And they gotta take receiver. Those 2 teams need offensive line or receivers. So we're gonna have Michael Parsons, guys.
The Panthers really scare me though with Parsons.
Yeah.
Happening, and they got Sam Darnold.
I think the Panthers is gonna go after
right there, number 8.
Look, guys. I know. There's another linebacker that's really good too. So
who? Jalen Phillips?
No, not Jalen Phillips.
That's an edge rusher. I know he's talking about. He's talking about the kid from Notre Dame.
Yeah.
He's not a middle linebacker. He's too small for me, man.
He's a little small, they say, but he's fast. Let me tell you something. He's no Parsons. I can tell you that.
Not by a long shot. Not by a long shot.
So if Parsons is gone before 11, look for the Giants to either go
offensive line or receiver.
Right over to the O-line, the Slater.
Yeah.
Or we might even look for, if we could trade down and pick up 2 more picks, they might do that with the Patriots or the Bears. Maybe.
I don't mind trading down. I don't mind it.
Yeah.
Right.
But Biz, that's the only team that scares me with Michael Parsons. That's the Panthers.
Yeah, I think the Panthers might snatch him. I don't think they want to go after Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, they could go with receiver. They got Jared Goff. Who Jared Goff have? Nothing. He has no weapons.
Who's the Panthers linebackers on the team that's good?
No, the thing about the Panthers is this move didn't help us today, but the Panthers will either go, I can promise you, they're either going to go offensive line, a tackle to protect Sam, or they're going to go with Parsons because they haven't had a guy like that since Kuechly, and he would take over that position. That's what's scary.
Yep. That's what I'm scared about because he reminds me of a faster Luke Kuechly.
It's a problem for sure.
Yeah, when I seen that trade, I was like, damn.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if Micah Parsons. I wouldn't be surprised if Micah Parsons does better than Blake Martinez because he's faster. So
I don't know. They're different type of guys.
Yeah. I don't know about being better than Blake Martinez.
I'd grab Micah Parsons as Blake Martinez, number one middle linebacker.
Yes. Yeah.
By a long shot. Blake Martinez is a middle linebacker. He's that thumper that you want. Right. When we get somebody like Parsons that's only got to play one gap, you know how fast it's gonna make Parsons?
Yep, it's over.
That's what I mean. Like as speed, he's better than Blake Martinez, and he could probably have more tackles than him, a little bit more. Because of his speed.
No, just us drafting Micah Parsons with Blake Martinez there makes Parsons that much faster because now he only has a one gap read.
Right. That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
One gap read that's that fast and that strong.
Right.
That's crazy, man. He's gonna wreak havoc if we draft this guy. I'm telling you.
Wait. Thing is, I don't think we will have to go another linebacker because think about it. Lorenzo Carter coming back, so he could be right next to Blake Martinez. But who knows?
No, he's going to be right next to Blake Martinez, and I promise you, it'll be him and Lorenzo Carter coming off the edge on third downs.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, man, that front seven will be loaded, man. It's not loaded. It's not about is it Parsons or Martinez. You want to put these two together, man. Trust me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put them together.
Nobody going through that run. Nobody's going to go through that run.
No.
And I'll tell you something. The reason why I think we definitely going for Parsons, and if he's gone before us, then we might still go with one of those edge rushers, is because the Giants tried to get Floyd, and he chose to stay home in California with the Rams. Mm-hmm. So the Giants' number one guy in free agency wasn't Galladay. Their number one guy was they tried to get that edge rusher, that guy that's going to close out the games in the fourth quarter. And that's why I think they're still going to go after a big defender here at 11.
Yep.
Because they already got the weapons for Daniel Jones in free agency. So, but the thing is, go ahead, go.
We would need an offensive line to protect Daniel Jones also. Because if Daniel Jones gets killed at the line of scrimmage,
we know what we need. We need an edge guy, and we need one more big offensive lineman. But let me tell you that the O-lines is so deep in this draft that you're going to get a really good guard at 42. You don't have to waste it at
Ben Cleveland. That's the guy right there to get.
So a lot of guys, man. There's Leatherwood, okay? Yep. There's Davis. There's so many guys that are going to go in the second round that we're definitely going to get a real guard in the second round. So you don't – I understand if they take Slater at 11, I get it, but they're not going to have a good edge rusher at 42 like they're going to have at 11.
Yep.
So we basically saying we doing edge at 11, O-line in the second round.
That's exactly
which would be great. That's where it should go because you got to get you somebody that's going to contribute immediately at 11.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, listen, and Gettleman showed in the past that he'll move back up into the late first round to get a guy like he did with Baker. So they might do that. They might say, "Oh wait, I want to have that lineman at 30. Yep. Let's go get him." So they're gonna
go get him. Yeah.
Thing is, with DeAndre Baker, he actually could have worked out with the Giants if he would have stayed out of trouble.
Right. He could have been our number 2, to be honest.
He could have been our second corner next to Bradbury.
Yeah.
Forget about Baker, man. Baker's a waste. It's gone. Our secondary is one of the best in football. We don't miss it.
Yeah. I feel like Adoree Jackson is better than Baker. Baker.
What do you think?
I don't cry about spilled milk, man.
Yeah, he's gone, man. And then what happened? He got calmer, right? He hurt his leg on the last game of the year, I heard.
Yeah, with the Chiefs. He tore his ACL.
He tore his ACL. I hate to say that, but that's karma, man, because the Giants kind of got screwed out of that, and then look what happened to him.
Yep, and also, he didn't get no ring either.
Forget about we drafted Darnay Holmes, who's going to be special. You could see it. Darnay Holmes. Deion Sanders said Darnay Holmes.
He's one of my favorites.
Yeah, Darnay Holmes is going to be legit, man.
He's going to be. I bet you right now, he's going to be a top 5 one of the best slots. He's going to be one of the best slots in about 2 years.
Yeah.
And
you
also,
Peppers, you got Logan. Don't forget Xavier McKinney. Don't forget McKinney, man.
Yeah. Guess what? He was hurt last year. Just imagine if he was fully healthy.
Imagine Xavier McKinney fully healthy and still have Logan Ryan.
Yo, my God. Our defense gonna be stacked. There's no excuse.
I forgot about Xavier McKinney, bro. You just made my day.
I give you another name I mentioned in my video today, and I know a lot of fans aren't big fans of him, but you know what? I thought he was gonna be something good. Let's find out when Sam Beal comes back what he has.
Right. I was thinking about that too. I was thinking about that too.
He gotta be healthy.
He has to be healthy at least, right?
Guess what?
He hasn't played in over a year, man. He opted out.
It was only one play. It was only one good play. It was against the Dolphins. He tackled somebody for a safety. That's his best play.
I'm not saying he's a star, but I'm not willing to throw his ass away. Let's bring him into camp. He could play special teams. He could be a backup corner. Let's see what he's got. He's still only 23 years old.
And we have good coaching, which we could coach him really good. I mean, like,
he did come in with James Betcher, and James Betcher was absolutely woeful. So who knows what he can do? But he got to get past training camp first.
Yep.
Also, training camp, we can see what he can do. But
and also, what do we do with Julian Love?
He has to leave.
Julian Love played last year, man. He filled in a lot.
Man, Julian Love is gonna fill in wherever he needs to fill in. That he's a jack of all trades. You can play a slot, safety, or outside corner. He's just gonna fill in when he needs to fill in. If somebody needs a quick breather or something, that's what he's gonna do.
Put him in special teams and backup.
He's gonna play special teams.
Listen, I don't want to be the guy that brings bad news, but listen, corners usually don't play a whole season. Some of these guys are gonna get hurt, man. You need these backups to step in, like a guy like Love. That's why you kept what's his name, Yodon.
Yidam.
Stay here.
Yeah, Yidam, and also Ryan Lewis.
Man. You need those guys.
So
everybody wants to look at the starters, but what happens in week 3? God forbid Bradbury tears his knee, right? You never know.
Are we going to knock on wood for that?
Knock on wood, but it happens in the NFL all the time.
All the time.
Yeah, injuries happen no matter what. Let's look at Barkley. Let's look at Barkley. We thought he was going to have like a 2,000-yard season, and boom, tears the ACL.
What happens when somebody takes a bad fall, they get a bruise and can't go back in for the rest of the game, you know? Yeah. So we do have backups at the corner position. We got Yidam, we got Sam Beal, we got Julian Love. You got Darnay Holmes that I believe can play the outside as well if we need him to play the outside a little bit. You got Logan Ryan who has experience playing the corner. I mean, we got a lot of people.
Yo, Darnay Holmes is nasty, man. I remember Deion Sanders said it, and he worked with him. Darnay Holmes
JDW Sports, thank you. Yeah, Darnay Holmes gonna be the truth, man.
And I just can't.
I love his attitude, man.
And I just can't. And I just can't wait till our defense to be on the field. Because guess what? We actually got preseason coming up.
Right, we do have it. It's official.
I can imagine we're gonna be.
And the thing is in August. August 13th.
Yeah, we got 3 games, 3 preseason games.
What do you think is? Are they gonna let fans go to preseason games?
Yes, they are.
I think they're gonna allow them to go. We may have full stadiums this year.
You're gonna have a full stadium. Full.
Yep. Oh yeah.
But the preseason is gonna be good for guys like Carter Coughlin, Cam Brown, Tay Crowder to get those reps before the season starts. It's gonna be good for guys like them.
Yeah, get them in shape early.
I'll tell you the truth. Preseason, especially the last game or two, I think it's going to be also big for Barkley because I think he needs to run and get hit.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a while.
Guess what? And also with Dan Jones, he got to be in preseason too to work on those mistakes on the field.
Yeah.
Get that out the way. Get that pocket awareness.
Jones is running a camp this week. He called his own camp in Arizona, and all the receivers and Barkley and half the offensive line is there.
Have you guys seen Saquon Barkley's workout? Yeah. My goodness, he's back. He's back. He's coming back, guys.
Guess what? He's the Adrian Peterson. He gonna make a comeback.
They're going to.
I'm not even worried about Barkley. We just need to get one more piece on this O-line. I think Barkley's gonna have a big year.
Yeah, I feel like me personally, he's gonna have over 1,000 yards.
Yeah, over 1,000.
Because look at the way our offensive line is the run game. You see Wayne Gallman going through those holes, but he's not fast. Look at Saquon. He could have 2,000 yards if he didn't have ACL.
Listen. Here's the thing with Barkley. I like Barkley. His split thing, he could do better. Hit the hole better instead of trying to go to the outside a lot. Guys like that.
I believe his O-line blocks for him better this year, though. But shout out to JDW Sports Talk. He says, "What do y'all think you will attack in the draft?" We've been saying it the whole show. I believe they go pass rusher first, pass rusher style slash linebacker first. If I'm gonna say it like this, if Parsons isn't there, and somebody like Slater is there, they'll take Slater. But I believe Parsons is their number one choice.
Or that Tucker guy.
Look at it. And then they're going to attack the offensive line in the second round, most definitely. Whether it be a big Cleveland or Wyatt Davis, or somebody happens to
trade down,
Bear Tucker or something.
Yep.
Or trade down.
He says, Smith drops. Do they add another weapon for Daniel? I don't know.
I think if they do that,
it depends on there. It depends on who's there.
If you want to add one of these small, elusive, very quick, small wide receivers that does it all, you'll find that in the third round. There's a lot of them. 5'8".
There's a lot of them in this draft too.
I would like to take Tamarian Terry. That dude's a beast.
Yeah. Wait, and also don't forget in the 6th round, we might be going after Warren Jackson too.
I want Warren Jackson so bad. He's the next Mike Evans if he creates separation.
Don't
believe. I don't know about the next Mike Evans.
I'm gonna throw
if he creates separation, he has long arms. He could catch that.
Yeah, true.
I throw you guys a name that I know the Giants are very, very high on, and maybe they get him in the 3rd round, and that's 6'5" Nico Collins out of Michigan.
Yep, Nico Collins.
Giants have a thing for these big, physical, tall wide receivers. We all know that.
And Nico Collins,
that'll be an underrated pick.
What's his name? Collins?
Nico Collins, Michigan.
Nico Collins. Okay, I gotta look him up.
You look him up, Nico Collins out of Michigan.
He's the actual stud.
Oh yeah, look. Wait, every time Michigan do the play action, Nico Collins running deep to make a catch.
That's another Kenny Galladay right there with less experience.
Yeah.
Also we have Jones definitely got no excuse. Definitely not.
He will be there in the 3rd and 4th round, so don't be surprised.
And
a lot of people.
I wouldn't be mad at that. I don't think he shouldn't fall to the 3rd round, but if he does and we took him, I definitely wouldn't mind that.
No,
because not only do you not have to play him immediately, but once he starts playing, he's gonna get that number 2 receiving position. Yeah. And then you're gonna have 2 big, tall, physical receivers. And guess what? The guy runs a 4.44 at 6'5", 228, close to 230. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So
I tell you, the guy I like a lot, but I don't think we're gonna get him because I think he's gonna go in the 2nd round. Rondé Moore is a beast.
Yeah, Rondé Moore is an absolute beast.
Yeah, man, he reminds me of a Tyreek Hill, right? Like a sort of.
He reminds me of Saquon at receiver.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe.
They're built the exact same, just about.
yo, Pat. Let me say this, man. Let me say something. When the Giants get inside the 30-yard line, what Coughlin used to call the green area, the red zone. when you put Barkley in the backfield in I formation, and they have to put 8 or 9 in the box, at least 8, and you line up Rudolph at tight end, you put another Ingram at the other side, and then you got, let's say, Slayton and Galladay on the outside. And you could either power run the ball, but what are they going to do when they got 8 in the box and we fake the handoff to Barkley? How are you stopping us from throwing the ball to any of those guys?
Right. And we got Rudolph.
I've been saying it the whole.
Yeah.
I've been saying it the whole.
Our offense is elite. I don't care what anybody says.
And then, one more thing. Then if you want to run the ball to the right, if you want to hand the ball to the right,
like a play action kind of.
You have Kenny Galladay on the outside, and you got Rudolph at tight end. Ain't nobody. Those guys are great blockers in the run game, both of them.
Right.
Remind me of Plexico Burris and Jeremy Shockey back in the day. Same thing.
Yep.
And I can't wait for it.
Wait, and also, Miss, I'll tell you a better one. And also the play action. We got John Ross too with the speed.
They're gonna have to find a role for him. I agree. They got so many weapons. You got to find a role for him. But the Giants like to use a lot of 2 tight end sets, especially as they get close to the end zone. They're gonna have to find a way for him. We'll see.
And also, don't forget end zone. Kyle Rudolph is a red zone threat with that play action. Oh, that'll be easy money.
He's gonna have a lot of touchdowns in the red zone this year. Excuse me.
And Jones got
you're on the 5-yard line and you line up Barkley in the backfield. Everyone thinks he's running the ball. You fake the handoff. You got 6'6" Rudolph. You got Ingram and you got Kenny Galladay 1-on-1 on the outside. Good luck. And by the way, tight end Smith, if he's in there to block and he sneaks out into the end zone and nobody ever knows because nobody watches him, he catches the ball all the time also.
Remember that 2-point conversion with Andrew Thomas in the Cowboys game? He could do that too.
Yep.
I told you they brought Rudolph here to run those routes Jason Garrett loves with his tight end and to be a red zone threat. That's all they brought him here for, in the block. That's what they brought him here for.
Block and the red zone threats.
And also, don't forget in the red zone, we got Stanley Shepard too. He's underrated.
The good slots. The good slots, man. That would be nice, man. Our offense is going to be football, amazing.
NFC East football.
Yep. And Jones, you got no excuses. With the rest on receivers and tight ends you got, no excuses. Don't air it.
He's going to ball out. I'm telling you. In his first year, he had 3,000 yards with no good receivers. And look,
I think the role that John Ross can play in the red zone or however is we got like a trips to the right. You could throw him a quick screen if you want to, or you could bring him in motion and give him a quick pitch, let him use his speed to get to the outside.
Yeah, or like a jet sweep.
Yeah, the jet sweep.
And around
the jet sweep.
And around screens. Once in a while, you could send him deep because he's a burner.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Look at Joseph's comment.
Joseph said I'm playing 2K. Do those play action plays, and if that safety peaks up even a little bit, if Ross has any separation, you bomb it to him. They're gonna use Ross, and you're gonna see him very sparingly. But when he's on the field, you know there's gonna be a great play call coming. So quick screens and everything. But guys, I'm gonna have to end this because the storm is starting to hit, and it's gonna knock out my signal. So I thank you guys for tuning in. Miz, you need to invite me to the channel one time, man, so I could be on the channel with you one time.
I haven't had any streams. I just do private videos. Check out
private videos? Okay. Well, when I do streaming, I'm there.
You will be.
And also, Pat, I'll be like the only one to comment on this video for everyone.
But shout out to JDW Sports Talk. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you, Joseph, the GOAT. Shout out to Champ. Zeke, y'all know what it is, man. Y'all welcome every time. But I'm going to have to end this real fast. You guys stay safe out there, okay?
Be welcome.
Yeah, man. Oh, yeah, telling y'all right now, I'm making my YouTube channel tomorrow, so